Bryce.
And this is a podcast where we talk about everything that happens on Dooley Field in Sanford Stadium with your Georgia Bulldogs.
Except during week 2.
Yeah,
we missed a week.
We forgot. But
first one
say,
in 4 seasons.
That's so true.
First one we missed. And it was, I knew we were going to miss it. I just didn't want to say anything because I was really tired last week.
Yeah,
and
I was going to say.
we were kind of busy.
We had a lot going on, so.
And it was justified. It was Austin Peay. Wasn't a huge game. So,
yeah.
Whatever. We can talk about 2 games this week in the recap. But
we could have missed this week, too, but we were like, we're not going to do that because we're committed and this is a big game. So
we locked in today.
We did.
We had the conversation about it today.
We did.
As I was on the way out the door today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here we are. And so, as we stated, last week we played Austin Peay. And I would say that game didn't necessarily go the way anyone kind of anticipated it going.
Let me say my beef already with every other Georgia commentator on the side, podcast world.
Go ahead.
Why are we saying Georgia's washed? We've been bad against these small teams for the last 5 years. The only 2 years that I don't think we didn't struggle at all against some small team we shouldn't were the Natty years. And the first one we may have.
Yeah.
I think the first or the second, we almost lost to Mizzou.
I wouldn't count them as a small school. I mean, they're in the SEC, so.
Hold my tongue. I was going to say, so Andy, but.
I mean, who beat Alabama last year?
I know, exactly, right? Not us.
Exactly.
But anyway, saying that is that's pretty normal. And a lot of people are like, Georgia didn't look good. Oh no, this and that. And it's it happens every year. There's a game of well, we should have beat them by 45 and we only beat them by 20. And it's it was a weird game too this past week with the rain delay and stuff kind of going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think, my thought is, I can't remember who I was talking to about this. I don't think it was you. But I was talking with somebody about how I'm trying to figure out where that line is between we aren't going to showcase everything that we have.
Yes.
Versus we are taking this as some real in-game reps and we want to take it as seriously as we would anybody else. Because obviously that's Georgia's whole thing is doesn't matter who we're playing, we got to play to our standard. We're our biggest competitor, no matter who it is on the field, is ourselves. Right? And it's yes, I agree with that and I see that mostly out of the defense in my opinion, but on the offensive side, it's they can only work with what they're given. And I kind of feel a lot of the times when we start off these seasons against these smaller teams, which is every other year, we have that sort of lull where we don't want to showcase what we actually can do.
Yeah.
All that said, you also have to couple that with the fact that we have a brand new starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, he started one game last year technically, but whatever. And so he's probably working through some jitters and stuff. I mean, but at the same time, it's I don't know. In my opinion, he's looked fairly well. And I'll also say I feel it's been so long since we had a real running quarterback. And I wasn't necessarily expecting this out of Gunner. But he has shown that he can get things done with his legs. But I'm just hoping that it doesn't go, we have no running out of a quarterback and it's just throw, no options of them just taking it and running. I hope we don't go from there straight to the opposite side, which is our quarterback can't actually throw the ball and all he does is run.
Yeah.
So, but I will say it was really funny after the Marshall game. I think even some of our players were kind of shocked about how willing he was to go ahead and get things done with his legs, when he felt necessary or whatever. Obviously a lot of people wanted him to kind of I don't know, hold off, lock in a little bit more and just wait it out and actually try to get a pass off. And he was fairly quick to decide, no, I'm going to just run. But after that game, our office interviewed Nate Frazier. He goes, I had to ask myself, am I the running back here or is Gunner the running back here? Because that man, he was running like a running back. And it was so funny. And I'm yeah, honestly, if I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. But at the same time, it doesn't matter who it is as long as it's working.
Yeah.
And it was working. So, who cares?
I mean, also staying on the Marshall game, Gunner looked really good, Marshall. 2 weeks back. Let's fast forward. Very start. Gunner looked really good in terms of rushing and decision-making and stuff like that.
Yep.
Another person who looked really good I was excited about was Zachariah Branch.
Yep.
That dude got speed, dog in him, was running people over, running past people. Like, looked really good. I remember seeing the play that he scored on, right? Or did he get just a
Not
bunch
quite
of
sure.
yards on?
Yeah.
He got close, but either way, zoomed. No, he scored because then he hit the in the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, crazy fast. So excited to see him. I think it's been a long time since we've had like a real deal receiver, and even like Noah Thomas is a player who like people really haven't like seen a ton of, I guess, yet because we haven't aired it out like crazy. Was really good at Texas A&M, and then Zachariah Branch just kind of having that little like spurt in that game was kind of exciting because like the last two actual like good receivers I can remember recently has just been Ladd and Bowers, and so like Dylan was good, but like, and I still think he is good, but I just don't think he's like an X factor kind of player where it's like it doesn't mean Zachariah Branch or Noah Thomas are those kind of players, but it was like a little bit of a shining light of like maybe there's hope, especially with it being like new players that we haven't seen yet, and just like tons of things because even like Nitro eventually he transferred right eventually after last year. Yeah, and like he had signs of like being really good, which was like it sucked to see him have to transfer. But like it was like I don't know. Whenever you see these plays that are like one-off, like little shimmers, it's like, oh, this is exciting. This could be something. And I think being so close to like national championship years where we had these players who like we have all these people go in the draft, it's like seeing a shimmer of that is like almost a reminder of that team, and it's like, oh, we could have someone who has like this archetype or like that, and like can help us get back to that point. Where I think like seeing him take off down the sideline is exciting. Also, I had the same feeling about London last year. The first time I saw that man run, and I was like, oh my God. So it could just turn into like, it was a really good play, and you have to appreciate the play for the play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, like, with the first game, so Marshall, like, Zachariah Branch, he did look good. But again, I feel like we dialed him back significantly in the Austin Peay game. Like, I don't remember really us throwing the ball to him hardly at all.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I feel like our running back room got like a lot of work that game. Like we played some of everybody.
Yeah.
And then to that point of Noah Thomas, I feel like had a couple more targets in the Austin Peay game than he did in the Marshall game. And in my opinion, the times that we did throw the ball to him, he looked good. But it is another one of those things where it's like, obviously, to everybody's point and to your point, Zachariah Branch does have that potential to be like a for real deal, like wide receiver threat that we kind of have been quote unquote missing, but not really. Like it's just been a weird period since Brock Bowers left, obviously, and Ladd. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. When you said that, like, oh, like major receivers in the last couple years, don't count Brock because like I don't really think about the tight end room as receivers. Really, when I think receivers, I think strictly like wide receivers.
Well, even then, I think specifically Brock, just as like talented he was, he may be one of the only ones I view like exclusively as a receiver. I think a little more.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think obviously Ladd, but then I was thinking back to like I don't want to say his name. Never mind, but a certain receiver.
I hate him.
Who
That's why he's not in the league right now because he's a bum.
Oh my God. Who was really good for us, but then also left and was really good for someone else.
And his name is not A.D. Mitchell because I love A.D. Mitchell. That man.
No, I also
King.
love A.D. Mitchell.
King.
And like he did what he did because of family.
He had real reasons.
Yeah.
The other one's just to crash out.
Anyway.
Everyone knows. Like I have to say not A.D. Mitchell because I don't want to even like give a % chance that people think it's him because it's not him. Like you should know who it is. But when we
had him and the other one, that was like
no, you're calling him the other one.
Yeah, my like throwback. Like, oh my gosh, this group of receivers was just like electric to watch and stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think we have a lot of potential. I really, 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 really do. I truly believe that. I think these first two games have, even though in my opinion we have not tried to showcase much of it, like we've tried to keep a lid on it. I think that like. Who was I talking about this with? Somebody, I was saying, oh, Steven. When I picked him up from the car shop today, we were talking about this and I was like talking about how, or he was saying that, I was talking about how I think we kind of played a little bit reserved on the offensive side of the ball. And he was saying how he feels like he could see us going to Tennessee and like, just like first play of the game, bomb.
Like 500 yards, yeah.
Literally, and I'm like, that would be so lit, but I just don't know, and it's just I don't know. I hate starting the SEC season on the road.
Well, especially in one of the hardest places to play. Yeah.
I just can't.
There's two places I don't want to start on the road: LSU, Tennessee.
Yeah. I just
Alabama's like kind of baked in, but not. Yeah.
obviously.
But yeah, the LSU and Tennessee, like just two stadiums, no matter the team, are just gonna be tough to play in. One thing that was really good in the Austin Peay game that I think people like didn't focus on again because it was just like, oh my God, Georgia only won by this much or whatever, and had like we got stopped on the one a few times, which is like hard to watch. But Chauncey Bowens, for real deal dude, and like I think you saw, for people who were in our side of the world internally, kind of saw spurts of it because like there's practice footage and stuff, and like, oh my God, this freshman player did something today. Where like we probably saw a little more of it than other people did, and like obviously we weren't gonna come on here and be like, oh, this kid Chauncey Bowens is crazy because he's not even gonna play. Like he's just a kind of practice demon last year, and then gets his chance this year and like literally running people over, juking left and right, like looked really good.
To me, he feels like prime Branson Robinson.
Yeah,
like that's some of the vibes I'm getting, but I'm also getting like taking it back again, like Kendall Milton, like with the agility side of things.
Okay.
Kendall,
Pre-ankle.
and then going way back, Kenny McIntosh.
I was gonna say Chubb, maybe.
I mean, that's not that far back. Kenny McIntosh was on the first Natty team, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
I'm going far back. I'm saying
I
Big
think
Chubb.
you're going way back.
Yeah.
I'm talking like OG my teams. Like, I don't know. That's the vibe.
Kenny McIntosh was a forgotten about running back. When like looking back at good Georgia teams.
Yeah.
Kendall Milton was good until his ankles fell apart.
A forgotten receiver, Kyrus Jackson.
Yes.
He also existed. Fun fact.
I think this year probably Rosemary Jackson.
Yes.
Like recently, like now, because he never really popped off in the league. Like we're right at the point where people start to like not remember him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, Chauncey looked good. Nate fumbles early on. Despite him having issues last year with that, not his fault this time, in my opinion. I think it was just more unlucky. Helmet on ball.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it wasn't his fault, though. I mean, he had possession of the ball. That's your number one job.
Yeah.
I get it. It was a good play. Like, to that argument,
like, respect a
I do
good play.
understand.
But last year, like, he was having fumbles that were like, Nate, like, tuck the ball. Like, come on, dude. But, like, that one was less of, like, that.
Yeah.
And more of just the player making a good
Well, it's
play.
okay, because even if you do make the argument that it was just a good play on the player's part from Austin Peay and Nate really couldn't do anything about it, someone else did have a fumble that fit that. London Humphreys.
Oh, yeah.
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 Where it was just like, dude, what? Like, nobody even touched him. He's just like, whoop.
Yeah,
But,
that was it. No,
again,
okay, that was also really weird. It was him passing the ball from his right hand to his left hand. Maybe the ball was wet. I don't know. It hadn't started raining yet, but maybe the condensation. He could smell the rain coming.
Stop.
He dropped. Yeah, because it's like he's running, tucked right hand. He's about to break outside, so he's swapping to his left to get on the sideline, and then, boop, slip. Ball is gone. Yeah.
But it's one of those things
that.
where, I mean, in my opinion, we can't just hang people out to dry when that happens. Like, it
Yeah.
is what it is. It happens. They both made up for it. It's not like this. I don't feel like this is just going to become like a thing or whatever.
Yeah.
In any case, like, mistakes happen. At least they're not costly mistakes, especially this early on. So it's like good for it to happen now rather than this weekend when it ends up leading to like a touchdown or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like game winning.
And then, what's his name? Ellis, corner, great interception. Was almost like an exact replay of one of the plays against Marshall that wasn't an interception. It was just a little short. What's his name? We had him in interviews this week. Redshirt freshman, I think, or sophomore. Anyway, got the interception, so that's good. That's nice. Ellis Robinson.
Yep.
Yes. That was like a good interception. Heads up play. And I think seeing that from someone who's so young is kind of a good sign for our defense. Like, obviously, our defense is always good, but I think also you don't really notice it as much on weeks like this because, like, in your head it should be a shutout.
Yep.
And they should beat them, so you don't pay attention to the defense as much as you pay attention to the offense because you're like, they should be killing them. They should be exploded, like, just balls on the field constantly, touchdown.
Yeah.
And so you, like, overlook these, like, 3 and outs that are forced and like low scoring games that are forced.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also because like historically these good Georgia defenses like build their legacy on like big games. TCU in the Natty, beating Tennessee when they got ranked number 1 in one poll and we got ranked number 1 in the other. Like that's where like these I feel like a lot of these defenses like build their identity. There's the play where N'Kobe Dean like chews out what's his name, Channing Tindall, and then the next play Tindall gets the sack, and it's like those moments like build like legacies for this defense. So like I think if people like tend to overlook just good performances on our defense when things like this weekend happen, and I think going to Tennessee is an opportunity for them to kind of like start a little bit of a legacy for the season of like, oh, I remember that 2025 defense is they've gone to the road, people weren't confident, and then in Neyland they were able to like keep a team under a certain number of points.
And my thing is they know. Like they know that people aren't confident in them. Yeah. So it's like,
which also is just Kirby Smart brainwashing. He's just brainwashed the media now.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like it's genuine because you can't brainwash everybody. I mean, you kind of can in the sense of like not showcasing stuff and like kind of almost like script writing what happens to make people doubt. But at the same time, I don't feel like that's necessarily what happens. But if you look at comments and stuff, again, people overlook.
They're all bots. Kirby has a server in the facility.
You know what? Maybe he does.
I set it up.
But Lord have mercy. But the players, they do, whether it be brainwashing or not, they believe that, and I genuinely think that, you know, you get on the internet, you see it. You see people making the comments of like, oh, like we didn't look good, like our team looks terrible, blah, 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 like what's going on with the defense, like how do we not X, Y, and Z? And it's like, in my opinion, we've had some pretty good performances, obviously, but like, I mean, they did get on the board, so it's like everybody thinks that, oh, that means we're awful because we let like a smaller school score, but it's like at the same time, what's the actual consequence of that? Like, yes, they scored, but like we still won the game easily. Like everybody calm down, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I think that like I have just seen in pregame and whatnot, like the players being like, oh, like they're doubting us, like we gotta lock in, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. So
have you
like,
heard them growling in the tunnel?
No.
I saw there's some clips the other day of them just like.
That's weird.
And maybe
that's weird. That's weird. But no, yeah, I'm like, so I can see them playing into what you're saying of like going on the road and being like, okay, this is our first big opportunity to like make a statement and like prove people wrong who have like all these doubts about
Which is so weird. It's week 3 and like I think the vibe in Athens right now is like we need to go make a statement.
Well, yeah, because I mean, honestly, this is our first real test.
Yeah. But like other teams like...
And only real test before we play Alabama at home. Yeah. Which I don't care who... They could have lost up until this point once we play them like 3 straight games because we both have a bye week next week. So we both will be coming into that game having played 3 games.
I wish that game was later.
They could have played 3 high schools and lost to all 3 of them. They would still be threatening coming here. Yeah. Because of the record, because of who they are, because of our history in the sense that like... For whatever reason, it seems like there's some type of bad juju when it comes to us playing them, except for 21 Natty. But yeah, so, I mean, that's one of those, like, it is what it is type things to an extent of, like, how early it is in the season. But, like, yeah, we have Tennessee. That's our first, like, real test. We got to pass. And then we got to go into super, super, ultra, uber study mode. Like, this is a freaking, like, midterm this early on in the season when we play Alabama. So
it is weirdly early. Something you said made me think about like, oh, we've like just going into this early in the season, and for some reason made me think about Florida. Totally sidetracked me because I was going to talk about how they lost to USF, but USF is kind of doing some things right now. They beat Boise State 34-7. Then they upset Florida. And it's not like I didn't watch those games, but it's like, I don't know, just look at the numbers. Yeah. Little side quest there. Maybe we'll talk about USF later on in the year. Who'd you put in your bracket for?
I never did it.
Is that why I see it on the table?
Yeah. I probably would have put Boise State though.
I don't think Chris watches these. I was there. I don't remember why I was there late one night. Anyway, it was soccer.
I knew it. But yes.
I went home for the middle of the day, and I don't have Slack on my phone to see like the messages of work when I'm not at work because I just like remove myself from that space when I leave the office. And
if you were leaving the office during work hours, you need to have Slack available.
oh yeah, I am aware.
Hello?
And the reason what I missed was everybody has my phone number. If it's that important, text me. And I see in the journal Chris says, "Hey, everybody, make sure you have your brackets to me by the end of the day." And I'm like, well, that's impossible. So I just went and left it on his desk after I left for soccer. But yeah, I don't know if I would have put USF, which is like USF being good at football is such a good deal. They play in the Buccaneers Stadium. Like they have such a large stadium for such like a team, like a just an off team.
Do they? They play in the Buc Stadium?
I think so.
The main reason I question that is because
Yeah.
is because Tampa.
They're building a stadium in 2027. Yeah.
When I think of South Florida, I don't think of Tampa.
Yeah, they're in Tampa. Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why are y'all all the way up there?
They can't like be in Key West
That's
it's like
mid-Florida.
it's like Miami. Like Miami should be South
Yeah,
Florida.
but like there's enough space for both of them in Miami. I guarantee it.
Yeah, so apparently they're
So-
building a stadium that's supposed to come in 2027, which actually looks kind of cool. Anyway, totally off topic, but
Like you're not even to Fort Myers. Like you, what is that? Y'all are the
back,
University of
we're
Mid
getting
Florida.
back on topic.
UMF.
They have a really big stadium, so it would be good for them to be good because they can't pack it out because they're kind of mid.
Be serious.
And,
Exactly.
Like
University of Mid Florida.
that's
Not South
funny.
Florida.
That's
Be
not
so
funny.
serious right now.
Anyway, it'd be interesting to see them kind of like pop off and do well. So going
They
back.
are ranked 18th now, mind you. Did you know that?
Okay, let's talk about the AP voter drama as well
Yeah.
while we're on this. So basically, an AP voter ranked Florida higher after they lost to USF. Like they were ranked 13th, and then they left them. They only moved them to like 14, I think, in the voting. Anyway, the voting was weird. They like left them ranked significantly high after losing to an unranked team, and then they also put USF ranked below them, but USF beat them. It just made no sense, and it's caused a lot of drama.
Florida?
Yeah. No, the AP poll did not do this. One of the voters did.
Oh, I was about to say Florida's
So,
not ranked on this.
That's what I'm saying. Have you seen that drama?
No.
Reporter votes, and then she went on camera and was like, or she was quoted saying like, yeah, like in the end of it, I don't think my votes like count that much. And basically, it's like people are kind of calling for like,
Girl, what?
maybe there should be a little bit of guidelines added to like the AP poll voters and like who's allowed to vote. And it was kind of just saying there's like a lot of more people who care a lot about college football who are faces of the media who don't have a vote on the AP poll and probably should based off of that.
Yeah.
Like Blake, hey, I think I should have a vote at this point.
Let's move on. Number 1 is, do you have a guess / no?
Ohio State,
Yes. Number 2.
Penn State.
Yes. Number 3.
Ooh,
Shocker, in my opinion.
shocker. Give me a second. I'm trying to think.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
They're in the SEC.
LSU.
Yes. Okay. And number 4, Oregon.
Okay.
All right. Number 5, Miami.
Okay. 6 is Georgia.
Yes. So I think it's funny. I literally was like, oh, as soon as something happened this week, the 1 yard stand that we couldn't get in.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, we're going to drop. And so we went from 4 to 6. Not shocked. Don't really care. Like, it is what it is.
Also, we already have injuries.
Where do you have injuries?
Like Juan Gaston's still hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and he was like true freshman, but a starter. Huge.
Big man. Huge big
Pause.
man. 6'7".
That was embarrassing.
And like 350 pounds or something like that.
Yeah. Huge.
Okay, but past that, 7 Texas, 8 Notre Dame, 9 Illinois, 10 Florida State. I don't care about the rest. All I care about is the fact that Alabama is 19th.
Who did Florida State beat?
Alabama.
That's yes. And what are they? You just say?
Florida State's 10th,
Alabama.
19th.
That's crazy. I had to hold my tongue on that one.
Auburn's 24, Missouri's 25. So 1, 2.
Georgia's what, 7 ranked? Or SEC has 7 ranked?
That's what I was counting up. 1,
My
2,
brain.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's
11 of 14? We have 14 teams. Hold on. I had to count wrong. Let me go back.
That's crazy.
Missouri, Auburn,
3,
Alabama,
3,
Ole Miss,
4,
Texas A&M,
5,
Tennessee,
6,
Oklahoma,
7,
South Carolina,
8,
Texas,
9,
Georgia,
10,
LSU.
11. And you mean to tell me the SEC is the best conference? Well, also, this is what it would look like all year if we didn't cannibalize ourselves constantly.
That's very true. Very, very true. Because you have this many, 11 of 14 teams in the top 25.
Another thing.
How are you not going to knock yourselves out?
The committee's forcing teams to like add one like big non-conference opponent for SEC teams.
It's an extra SEC game.
No. There was another one where they had to play like someone outside of the SEC who was like a big name team.
Oh, interesting.
I saw that within the past 2 weeks where we missed one. Again, I don't know enough of the details on it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, I think giving some opportunity to knock some Big Ten teams off these high horses earlier in the season, because the SEC does just like destroy itself. Because before the age of NIL, it was all just tradition and history and things like that. And McDonald's bags with money. That was a joke.
Stop.
That was a joke.
Stop.
But like, it was easier for them to just like kind of beat up on each other and then destroy these other teams because they just couldn't compete recruiting wise.
So many SEC teams in this
Yeah.
freaking top 25.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
I hope South Carolina makes it to the playoffs this year.
What is that? That's like,
As a
what
Georgia fan,
percentage?
it's okay.
Like, that's over 40%? Yeah?
What do you mean? Oh, of the top 25 are
Yeah.
SEC teams?
Because, like,
25,
25
11.
divided by 5, so that's 10, it's 11, so that's 20%, 40%. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, anywho, all that said,
Yes.
it's Tennessee game. Tennessee,
I don't know a ton because all I know is that Nico left.
well,
But Tennessee also has been playing good.
yeah, I was
do
about
know
to say,
that.
their
I do know
first
that.
2 games is a, 19-point win
Against?
against Syracuse,
Okay, yes. I knew that was their one game that was like real. And
which
then
is
ETSU
a
was
pretty
like
decent
fake.
game.
Yeah.
Or team, rather.
Well, Syracuse is supposed to
In
be
theory,
good.
yeah.
They have the new coach who was here. They lose to Tennessee. They did beat UConn in overtime, but they play Clemson on the 20th, so that'll be one to look out for Syracuse to see if they're like actually going to be good or not. But yeah, Tennessee beat them, and that was kind of their thing. So like a little bit of it is their first test is Georgia in a way.
Yeah.
Syracuse gave them a little bit of definitely a little bit more of a bump than we've got from
East
Marshall
Tennessee
and
State, they beat them 70. They scored 72 on them, right?
Yes.
So that's crazy. But then they also gave up 17
I know
points.
giving up 17 is
Well,
weird.
it's kind of like whatever, because after you score 40, you probably pull every single person. They probably put the student section in the game. Like, what do you do? Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
there's no...
If I remember correctly, I think Tennessee has a really bad run defense.
That sounds good for us.
Yeah, which is actually sick for
I
us.
hope that that's very much correct.
Well, I don't know if I would call that. If I, like go back to season 1, Noah, I don't know if I would call that bad run defense. They allowed 100 yards, average 2.3. That's like good, and then against Syracuse on them. But like the argument there is Syracuse. How good is Syracuse really?
Yeah.
And then East Tennessee only put up 49, average 1.8, which is like I don't know where I've heard this. Somewhere in my brain. Anyway, they actually have kind of an awful pass defense. 167 yards allowed against East Tennessee and over 200 allowed against Syracuse. I think 240 something.
Somebody on East...
274 is how many passing yards they allowed against Syracuse. So, like, defense is a little shoddy in Tennessee, which may be nice for us. Because I think the main concern going in is kind of that Georgia's offense is a little shoddy based off of Austin Peay. I think at Marshall we were very confident, and then Austin Peay happened and people were very not confident because I was seeing videos on the internet of like the Georgia defense is back. Georgia's about to do it like just from like a game against Marshall, and then now we are 2 weeks ahead. Austin Peay happens and people are like, oh no, Georgia's bad, and it's just like wishy-washy.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy how wishy-washy we can be. Like it's like literally, can we pick a side and like have more than one game be the factor?
What hot take do I have to get clicks? Because that has to be what it is. Like, what do I need a thumbnail?
Yeah.
So, either way. Yeah.
What was I about to say? I just saw something that made me think of something, and I was like, let me say something. Oh my gosh.
I'll fill the void. Anyway, yeah. Kind of how you were saying, Steven was saying, first play could be just like a 100-yard bomb. And especially with the passing numbers, just going based off the numbers. God, I wish I had as much time as I did the first season. I literally used to leave class, eat lunch, and I would just watch the games of the week of like whoever we were playing, and I'd watch the full game of the week before and totally like break it down. Now I'm just like, all right, let me see if I can get some highlights in on my drive home from work. Tape my phone to my windshield and pray that I make it.
I literally did that all last year with basketball though. Like while I was at work doing stuff, whether it be editing, figuring out this, that, or the third, whatever, I would have the most recent basketball game on of like whatever team we're playing next, so I could see like, okay, what do I think? How are we actually going to match up against them? And it's just like with football, especially this early on in the season, it's like, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
But after this week,
then it'll start being worth it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like these next
with
couple
bye
games
week too, we'll watch other games.
Exactly that, and then also the fact that we're gonna have like seeing our biggest competitions play some real competition as well. So
yeah, I don't know. I think going into the season, Florida was what people were worried about. Like people were really worried about the Florida game. Florida's looked awful. I think Auburn will be weird just because I think we're away this year, right, at Auburn?
yeah,
That'll be weird just because of that. And I think having Alabama at home in the state that Alabama is currently in, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because it could light a fire under them.
Yeah.
Or it could be a push for Kalen DeBoer to get fired and then get a new coach next year. Like, straight up.
yeah. There's like no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to that, but I just really hope we do go ahead and make a statement with the Tennessee game, even though they're obviously also going to be looking to do the same thing, seeing as how we're each other's first major opponent this year, and they have a home field advantage. So I'm like, it's like to your point of what you just said about how like, oh, their pass defense seems like it's kind of iffy. I'm like, that might be like something that knocks them down, quote unquote, but then like them playing at home puts them right back up even with us. So I'm like, I don't know.
There's also a level of like, that's kind of been an issue with Gunner is he's not taking these big shots, and it's like, does he have the confidence to do that? That was a big question I think coming out of Austin Peay is where, I think in practice, like that was a really big thing in post game interviews was people asking about his confidence, because there's all this talk of like, yeah, I think Kirby even said it. He's like, I just want to see what he's been doing in practice and him apply it to the field because he's like at practice he does these things and takes these shots and isn't worried or nervous about anything, so he just does it, and then in games he like is a little more reserved. Holds back a little bit on some of those decisions, I think.
Colby Young said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I cannot wait for Gunner to get in like real game time situations where he is just like going for it and doing everything that he does in practice on the field.
Yeah.
And honestly, part of me is like, how much of that is the fact that like he isn't ready / is underconfident versus how much of that is he's being held back intentionally.
Yeah.
Again, from like us taking the strategy of let's not show everything we got. Let's not, show all of our cards.
And I feel like there's a big tinfoil hat theory around Georgia anyway of like how much of like the things that happened are intentional.
Yep.
Where it's like, yeah, like we called this play even though we knew it wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, just keep it low key. And then like, I mean, Kirby says this all the time. For like the average fan who's like over 30 years old for college football, like football is just so different. There's so many RPOs. There's so many like the quarterback is making decisions and reads that like they'll get a play in the ear and then by the time they've gotten onto the field, they've changed it 4 times.
Yeah.
And shifted coverages and stuff. So I think as football goes on, like obviously these are things that have been around in football for a very long time, but as like defenses evolved, offenses have evolved, and one way offenses have evolved recently has just been RPOs. Like every team gets within 5 yards of the end zone and they're running RPOs, where the saying is we're not going to force ourselves into one option. We trust our quarterback. We're going to let him see if it looks better to run it or if he can make the pass. And I think that almost makes it so hard to break down for me sometimes because I kind of go into the more breakdown role between the two of us of like stuff like that. Because it's like that's beyond my pay grade as a casual fan who has a podcast and talks about it randomly.
Yeah. I am like, I just kind of laughed at myself thinking about like how much noise control they're going to be having to deal with this week.
Yeah, no, I might go like park at the church and
no, that's
listen.
what I'm saying. Like that and or park like next to baseball or whatever and listen to
or walk out the front of our office.
Them like blasting like crowd noise and Rocky Top and all this stuff like at 110,000% volume.
Yeah.
While these people are simply just trying to do what they do. Because
I'm
I
so
just
glad
keep
we're not
thinking,
in butts. Because
Yeah.
you know that shakes the building.
Yeah.
Everyone hears it.
it's just it's like, oh, someone walks in, they're like, what's going on? It's like, oh, crowd noise.
Harrison and Steven talk about baseball behind me, and I want to crash out. If I heard Rocky Top on replay for all morning,
And I just keep thinking back to like the Austin Peay quarterback. Mm-hmm. He kept like covering so he can try to hear,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, this was post rain delay, mind you. So there's like a solid 6 people in the stadium, and then the band, and I'm like, you can't hear with them. Imagine if this was like a major game and there's like 93,000 people in here. Can we be serious? Yeah. Exactly.
Have you seen that Cade Klubnik has like blockers in his like little ear holes where you like grab and pull on the helmet?
No.
He has like full. I'm pretty sure he has full like blockers to help make it easier for him
like
to hear.
Sound.
Yeah, like those the ear holes for the helmet are blocked.
What is it called? Soundproof.
Yeah.
Make it soundproof. Yeah, no, I've seen some people like, especially in the NFL, like make modifications to their helmet so it's like that, but I hadn't seen that he did the same.
I'm pretty sure Cade Klubnik has it. I think he's the only college player I've seen with it.
Yeah.
But also
I know that
paying attention to.
Carson used to have some that were kind of like that, and literally Chris helped make them. I'm not gonna lie, because at one point there was something going on and like he couldn't hear, and like Chris and somebody found like some padding from like the equipment people and were like, here. I don't remember. There's some type of story there. You can go ask him about it.
I'm gonna ask Chris about it tomorrow.
Yeah. So anyway,
he should be busy tomorrow.
I don't know, but
actually, I was gonna say next week I'll ask him. Bye week.
Yeah.
Word. That's all I got.
That's all I got too.
Score predictions.
Score predictions.
Do I say 60-0?
Bruh, be serious.
Okay. I'm locked.
All right.
Are you on the same doc every time? Because I'm curious to what I've said the other weeks. We don't have a document this year.
It's the same doc.
Okay, word. I need to print that out and just make a book.
I will say, Marshall game, I started sweating. I was like, oh my God, because they were 1 field goal away from your prediction. Did you even know that?
No, I did know.
Yeah.
And I was so mad. Yeah, thank God you brought it up so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have known. I should have said 45 because I was locked in on that game. That game I was locked in. That's the only thing I'm mad. I'm kind of disappointed that we had to miss last week on the score prediction. Mm-hmm. Is I could have given a score prediction 2 weeks in advance if we knew we were going to like slack off.
Yeah.
And then we get a 2-week break again because we're on bye week. And we won't recap until the Alabama week.
Wait, what? What in the world is my
prediction?
Yes. I don't know what I want to say their score is going to be. I'm scared. Okay, wait, I think I got it. Okay, I think I got it. I got it. Okay. Their score first.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1,
17. I didn't want it to be that, but I wanted to wait and see what yours was first because I was going back and forth between 17 and 16.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think Donnie's going to say 17. I'm going to say 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I'm scared for hours. I don't know what to say.
I do.
Oh, my God.
Also, at this point, the fun fact for our fans, stop banking on field goals because Kirby goes for it on 4th down if we're past the 45. Every time. Analytics, baby.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
34.
Oh my gosh. I knew you were going to be off on one field goal. I thought you might say 27. Obviously, technically a little more than one field goal, but
67.
I was like, I thought you might say 27, 28, or 31. I was like, I am feeling 31. I feel like that might be a little high. I almost changed my answer to 27.
If you change, I'm going to 31.
31 or 27? 31 or 27? 31 or 27? I don't know.
I think I'm confident with 34.
31 or 27? You know what? I wrote down 31, so we're going to keep 31. And
Imagine it comes to like a field goal to end the half, and it's like we already have one, and we need the second one, and like we're winning by a lot, so we know there's only going to be one more field goal.
oh my gosh. Okay. Wait. Oh my gosh. Do I want to go 27?
27's crazy.
Why is 27 crazy?
I just think we have too many weapons on the field at once.
3 touchdowns.
Yep. I think 4.
I mean, I think 3 touchdowns is...
Gunner's got 1 in him. Running. Receiver's got 1 in him.
Gunner's got 1 in him.
And then
Gunner, Zachariah, Nate.
the wide receiver rooms, or the running back rooms, at least got 2. One's going to be a breakaway. One's going to be a
Nate,
push
Chauncey.
through the line. Yeah.
Nate, Chauncey, Gunner, Zachariah. We're going to actually throw a touchdown pass?
If it goes to anybody, it will be Zachariah. Or Noah Thomas Moss is some Tennessee safety in the end zone.
I don't know.
That'd be sick.
I'm going to stick with 31. So
I love college football. So
football
34.
math. Okay, so I have 31. He has 34 for us. We both have 17 for them. Let's just see what happens. It'd be so crazy if I'm 1 field goal off or you're 1 field goal off. Like, let's be for real.
It's a big week.
It is a big week.
Hopefully we win.
Bro, if we...
You know what we've never score predicted? Us losing.
Yeah. Because that would be trifling.
Fun fact. In our bracket at work, it was said that you have to put Georgia winning the national championship in your predictions. Otherwise, you are disqualified
I'm
from
screaming.
participating. Did you see that?
I did not hear that.
It
no.
was very funny. It's in Slack.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
if you don't put Georgia as your national champion this year,
Honestly,
you're
I
disqualified.
probably, like, I obviously didn't do it. Like, I didn't finish my paper, still sitting right there. But
Hey, valid take, Caitlin.
I think that the only thing that I did do was us winning the national championship. I didn't worry about who all was going to be in it because I don't care.
Yeah, I had us beating Oregon because my roommate this year just graduated from Oregon, and the world works in mysterious ways. So, and then we go in as 2. Ohio State goes in at 1. Oregon goes in at 4. I can't remember who I had at 3. It was probably Clemson. Yeah, after that, rough take from me.
Bro, LSU.
I think I had them at like 6.
Let's just go LSU.
Actually, I think I had them at like 10.
LSU.
Yeah, they're looking decent. But
Anywho, that's that.
yeah, we're done.
This has been Dooley's Dog Pod. I'm Donnie Trailer.
I'm No Vice.
And we thank you for watching or listening.
Again, another week. Episode 2. Really, I think episode 3.
Technically,
No,
episode 3.
we should say episode 3, and like episode 2 is like the 13th floor of the hotel. It's like labeled 14 even though it's 14.
Yeah, literally.